Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and my name is Ajin Shafika binti Afandi. I will start with the introduction for this case study. The Rapid Transit System RTS, or also known as the Rapid Transit System Link, is a project between two countries, which is Malaysia and also Singapore. The project was planned by our former Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib and the government of Singapore to connect Johor and Singapore, which will ease the Malaysians when going to Singapore by crossing the Tebrau Straits. Besides that, there will also be entries from Singaporean into Malaysia through the RTS link, in which will also automatically contribute to the national economy and also curb the economic problems in Malaysia. The RTS project between Malaysia and Singapore has been delayed few times due to the economic problems that are faced by Malaysia. Another reason of the delay would be because of the disagreement from Tun Mahathir, as the cost for this project was quite high. However, Singapore and Malaysia have officially resumed the RTS link project, in which is predicted to be ready for the passenger by the end of 2026. The RTS link was meant to be completed in 2024. However, the work on the project was suspended. A ceremony on a causeway linking Singapore and Malaysia on July 30 marked the official resumption of work on the Johor Bahru Singapore Transit System Link project to develop a high-capacity urban rail corridor between the countries. The RTS Link project, which was delayed, has officially commenced at the ceremony, which was attended by the Prime Minister of Singapore and also the Prime Minister of Malaysia. And upon this case study, we have found out that the project cost was cut after the discussions between the two countries, which is Malaysia and also Singapore. Then, as we all know, in March, after Mahathir's sudden resignation, a new Malaysian government was established, which is led by the new Prime Minister, Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin. However, in this case study, we discuss about the problems that occur in this project, and also we discuss about the solutions and also the recommendations for this project to be successful.
The main problem that causes the delay of the Rapid Transit System RTS is because of financial problem. During the government under Datuk Sri Najib, he planned to set up the RTS that will connect Johor Bahru with Singapore, which will cross the Tebrau Strait. The aim is to boost the country's economy and to help reduce the traffic jam at the causeway faced by the people that working from Johor Bahru to Singapore. However, the plan was postponed after the replacement of the new Prime Minister in May 2018 under the government of Pakatan Harapan by Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir. At first, Tun Dr. Mahathir did not agree with the RTS construction plan because it involved an estimated high cost of 4 billion ringgit, while Malaysia at that time still had a lot of debt to be borne. Therefore, Tun Dr. Mahathir asked for an extension for another 6 months from Singapore. This causes the government have to pay 2 million ringgit to Singapore for the suspension of this project. The purpose of this suspension request is because Malaysia is experiencing financial difficulties to bear the cost and want to review the project worth about 4 billion ringgit. Not only that, the RTS proposed by Singapore will use the same rolling stock and signal system as Singapore's Thomson East Coast Line, which is more expensive mass rapid transit MRT system to be built. In March 2020, the Malaysian government was held by Tan Sri Dato' Haji Muhyiddin, the 8th Prime Minister. He also said that the cost is high and need to be discussed again for cost reduction. The factor that leads to this delay project is because it was not agreed by Tun Dr. Mahathir, who is a new Prime Minister of Malaysia, in May 2018. He did not agree because it involved very high costs and will cause Malaysia to be burdened with financial problem. The delay of Rapid Transit System RTS project give a negative impact on citizens. This is because the suspension of the project has caused them to face traffic jams on the Johor Causeway and Second Link. The traffic situation on the road is getting worse as the number of vehicles passing through these two roads is increasing from time to time, especially on weekends or holidays. They will also have complaints from some road users, which is they regretted that they had to face traffic jams for almost an hour and more. That wasting a lot of time stuck in the traffic jam in the morning and night when going home. In addition, those who take a car to Singapore every day have to wake up early at 4 a.m. This will make them feel more tired because they late back to home and need to wake up too early to go work.
So, what is the solution for this project? The construction of Johor Bahru Singapore Rapid Transit System RTS project can continue with cost reduction. Before the start of the project, the government of Malaysia and Singapore agreed to spend RM4.93 billion before they should reduce costs by 36%, which a reduction of RM1.77 billion. This makes that the actual cost of this RTS project is RM3.16 billion. Datuk Muhammad Zarif Hashim, the MRT Corporate Chief Executive Officer, said that the RM3.16 billion was include the building of the Bukit Syaga station, the Wadi Hana depot, the viaducts across Johor Bahru city centre and the Johor Straits to the Malaysia-Singapore border. It will entail decreased expenses, including land acquisition and labour costs to have the depot in Malaysia instead of Singapore. The cost will include the building of 4-story CIQ tower, which will be part of a transit-oriented development that includes a multimodal transport hub and the development of mixed lanes. Moreover, Bumiputra contractor, including those from grade 1 to grade 6 from Johor, will be assigned 40% of the overall infrastructure construction cost. After factoring in the construction of a new train depot in Malaysia, RTS project switched to the Light Rapid Transit LRT system for the cross-border route between Singapore and Malaysia was made to save on costs. Instead of using the same trail and rail system as Singapore's Thomson East Coast MRT line (TEL), both countries announced that they will adopt an LRT system. The difference between Malaysia LRT system and the TEL is the rolling stock or type of train. Moreover, the most practical alternative will be to provide a new depot at Wadi Hana. As the depot was located at Wadi Hana, this will be offer more opportunities to get the engagement of local companies in the supply chain servicing, reconstruction, and overhaul, and in building up local skill in the rail technology market. This project will further improve Malaysia's economies, political and social relation with Singapore.
So in recommendation, we're focusing into delay of the project. They have actually two methods. The number one method is focusing into lump sum contract. Lump sum contract is about they have focusing into the initial plan, must be focused and aim about the duration and also the date of the project should be done. So through of this contract, they also monitoring and update any data and information related of the project schedule. Project schedule is include of the critical part and also the link of the bar chart, which is use of the software like Microsoft Project and also Primavera. Risk transfer method is the number two method, which is to avoid of the delay project, is focusing on the situational factor, something that unexpected related with the environmental issue, just such as like a flood and also landslide. So through of this situation, they can request for the additional time of their project.
To overcome the economic risk, firstly, the Malaysian government can take risk avoidance methods. This method avoids wastage of materials on construction sites to reduce costs due to rising material prices. Simultaneously, the contractor must ensure that the work runs efficiently to avoid wastage of materials to reduce the cost of material due to the rising cost of material and the cost of wages. Next, the methods of risk mitigation is also highly recommended as it can deal with rising and variable costs of material due to uncertain economic factors and need to obtain the current material price list as a preliminary measure to avoid losses in the event of rising material costs. So, the Malaysian government should strive to get the price list of materials from suppliers according to the current price rate before placing a tender price or discuss with the supplier to get the cheapest list of suppliers. Finally, contingency plans can also be used by the Malaysian government. This method allows the Malaysian government to predict the percentage increase in material prices to ensure the contractors do not have problems in rising material prices due to economic factors.
Regarding the case study, what can be concluded is the RTS Link project was meant to be completed in 2024. But however, the work was suspended due to several problems such as financial problems. Both countries, Malaysia and Singapore, should reduce the cost or cut the cost 36%, which is a reduction of 1.77 billion ringgit Malaysia. This could make a big difference on the cost. The Malaysian government can also use the risk avoidance method, in which the method is very useful in helping in avoiding the wastage of materials and can also reduce the costs due to the rising of the material prices. And as we all know, in making a project successful, risk and challenges should be faced. Same goes to this RTS Link project. However, the risk of project delays that occur either before or in operation of the project can also be overcome by using the lump sum contract. It is by making a lump sum contract with a design structure method through making initial planning of the project based on the cost and also duration required in this project. And the project that deals with the lump sum contract either will be completed before the deadline or on time. And that is why making a lump sum contract is very important in order for the project to be ready on time. And that is all from me and my group mates. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum.